Hello, this is Compound Interest Stock Guy. Today in this video, in the dark side, we're just going to be talking about cannabis stocks to be watching in the coming up week. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, hey, don't be shy. I talk a lot about cannabis as well as commodity stocks. So, I'm very in tune with the market. If you want to get some update information that you're struggling with, I'm always going to be here to put out content, as well as on my Twitter feed. If you want to follow me on my Twitter feed at Compound Stock 13, that's cool. Leave a comment in one of my tweets. I respond to everybody. Also want to disclose I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment information purposes. Do not buy or sell based on anything I'm talking about. Buy or sell after you did your own research, due diligence, any like the investments you're pursuing. So, alright. Yeah, so in my videos I always kind of go through a disclaimer and all that stuff. So, usually if you want to like skip through that, that's cool with me. I don't give a shit. But just know that there's risks involved with investing, and I don't advocate to buy or sell any of these stocks. This is just for information, right? So anyways, let's get to this. So basically in the market is companies to be really watching for is I'll start off with Trulieve. Trulieve at about 14.50 Canadian, 11ish USD. I think that's a pretty good opportunity. I think it's a kind of making a U on the chart, just forming that U formation, so it's going to come up. And then with their financials should be around March. That's what New Cannabis Venture is saying, sometime around March. I'm just doing a drive, by the way, if you're a little confused what I'm doing. I got a big drive to do, going all the way back to Vancouver, seeing my family, seeing my brother in the hospital, so that's what's up. So anyways, Trulieve, alright, so Trulieve, I think they're posting 80 million, straight up 80 million, minimum 75 million. That's a good fucking number in the cannabis industry, especially if you compare with the USD. That's you're talking 100 million Canadian, right? That's fucking big numbers. Yeah, I think Trulieve, I'm not saying it's not risky, because there is risk involved with owning Trulieve. With how can I put it? Basically, with the fact that her ex-husband or husband or whatever with the RICO case, and I guess with the short report as well. But other than that, it's pretty good company all around, and I think you should look into it. As well as another company that's amazing company is Valens, VLNS. And I can't tell you what it is in America. I'm thinking it's like VLNCF, but I could be wrong. The Valens company is a great opportunity in the cannabis space for a long-term hold. That share structure is very sexy, around 122 million shares out, and 375 Canadian, $3, 280, 290 USD. I'm thinking, that's a pretty good number for Valens. The company's pretty much doing like 3 to 4 million in net income, I believe, every fucking month. So if that's not sexy in this cannabis space, I don't know what the fuck is, right? So let's be real, that's a sexy fucking net income. As well as they're not dealing with the suing with that labs now dealing with, so that's kind of putting a cloud over labs in the extraction space. But hey, that could be resolved, or they could get money via suing, so who's to say. But I think a little more careful on labs, even though they're going to go to the NASDAQ. But I think if it goes down low enough, you know, I got a little bit of shares in Labs. I think I'd pick up some more shares if it went down a lot on some fear factor, because I mean, I think that company is very set up. So I just want to share that. So Labs as well, but Valens especially. But yeah, with I think Valens is probably going to go back down to about 350 USD, about 280 USD, 350 Canadian. Could go lower if it breaks that resistance support zone around 350 Canadian. So that's something to look into. Their financials are going to be sometime in February, I believe, or maybe March. I'm not sure, but in the next couple months. And you know, I think it's going to be very outstanding for the market, and market's going to take notice. Now, another company, you know, if Cron goes down low enough, like, I think it's a great opportunity just with their cash position, Cron for sure. So I think you should definitely look into Cron. They're just so filled with cash, right? They're just so filled with cash. I think you know, I don't think it's bad to look into Aurora for you know, accumulation nation, is basically because if it does go down, you know, at a certain price, I think a long-term hold, but I mean, if you double your money, take it and run, or even if you do 50%, take it and run maybe, hold maybe a little bit of that. But you know, I did the video a while back, it wasn't well watched, but you know, it's based on, I'm talking about, they pretty much need to do about 50 million a month to break even. You know, if they lower their SG&A significantly about 30%, you know, you can see maybe 40 million and then break even. But you know, I'm not counting on that, so just got to be real with the people, viewers and subscribers that say hey. But yeah, with that, so I think Tilray somewhere around like $17 to $19. If it hits there early next week, I think that's you know, for a long-term hold, I think it's a pretty good opportunity. But there is uncertainty with Tilray. But you know, I think with their tea bags, I was looking into the ingredients with their tea bags, and it's very, you know, it seems very well-being. They got some like acacia gum and another type of herb, as well as they put like lavender and stuff. So I think it's a pretty smart you know, situation that they made these teas, and I think, you know, they're selling really fast. So I think those, as well as their Chowie Wowies, you know, they don't have a lot of edibles, just 2 right now, but one 10 milligrams CBD, 10 milligrams THC, and then they're doing good with the vape cells. So you know, Tilray's gonna be a big player. I mean, I think it's pretty hard. I think it's almost too big to fail, just because they got backing with AB InBev and Novartis. So you know, worst comes to worst is like they got acquired if they ran out of money or some shit. But I think they're pretty safe. Now with Afria getting 100 million, that puts them at a pretty good cash position. So I think Afria, I was talking to Five Finger Lid in my live stream with copper and gold players, the biggest and the baddest in the world, and you know, he agrees with me, saying like under $5 USD, that's what he wants to buy AFA on. And yeah, I was saying like around $5, I think it's a good buy. You know, I mean, it can go lower, but I think you can, if you can accumulate Afria, I think it's going to be a big player long term in the cannabis space. So yeah, what other ones? You know, there's other companies as well that are a little more risk, a little more rewards. So I don't know if I'm going to include that in this video. But yeah, there is companies out there for sure that have a bit more risk and reward. Those ones I think are a lot safer. I mean, you know, I could see Tilray go to $30, $40, $50 potentially very soon. But I just don't know. I just don't know. It's just really all about how things are playing out with the politics and stuff. The USA legalization. It's fucking foggy outside. That's why it's the dark side. We go through some crazy turbulent conditions driving around throughout the world in Canada. But yeah, I'm just Mad Max style. But yeah, so those companies, Afria, CGC somewhere, maybe if it goes down to like $19, $20. I think it might be a decent buy. It's just all about the speculation on their BioSteel and their USA expansion. So how well that does, I just hate their fucking cost per gram to grow. Village Farms is it's a little bit iffy, with EMH. There's a little more clarity now that they said they're gonna get that. They're saying that about 5.3 million or something that towards their Pure Sun Farms JV. So yeah, I think Village Farms is a pretty good buy, but it can go lower. I can see it go to $6 Canadian, like $4.50 something USD, somewhere around those. What other ones? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, IIPR could be a buy somewhere around $80, maybe $75. $75, I think, if you get IIPR. I think you can get an easy 10% potentially. But again, that's there's risk involved. It could keep going down to like $60. Who knows? Anyways, I'm gonna end this video. Keep compounding your info. Listen to my lingo and shaka. Peace. I'm out.